Hi everyone, this is AlphaAli. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing okay. So today I'm doing a VOD review. This is for Morsnex. Essentially, Morsnex is gold 2, and this is kind of like the little thing that they wrote basically. So I don't know if I did good or not, but I think reducing the amount of my necessary GAs, and I was playing with one of the DPS, the one I'm mostly pocketing. They both had the same name, lol. Okay, so obviously we are in a duo. I don't dislike duoing or anything like that. I think it could be really, really helpful sometimes. So we're kind of like just going to see how we do, making sure that we're not having that pocketing syndrome that I've talked about a few times basically. But yeah, so I guess we'll kind of like hop straight into the VOD. But just before we do, you guys can get your own VOD reviews. Leave for 5,000 channel points. I do them on my Twitch on Mondays, but I also stream on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays too. We have the Atlantic All-Star skin on. It's personally one of my faves, especially with the golden gun. I think it's really, really cute. And again, I guess we'll get started onto the VOD. We have some very good damage boost targets here, especially if Cass like gets really up close to people. Ooh, okay. Really good thing just to kind of be aware of, especially with spawns that can be peeked upon at the beginning. Try to just stay in the spawn until they finish spamming through, because a lot of times people will start spamming at this kind of like the start of the like this area basically. So just kind of like hold back just for a second or two, and then when you're done, then you can start heading forward basically. All right, but we keep going. That's how you just wait it out in the immortality build. I like that. Oh, okay. Cassos are getting picked off, but to be honest, that's not really your fault. Nice res. Just obviously, if you're like, because I feel as though already you're druid with the Ashe, which is completely fine. If you're in comms with the Ashe, then obviously you can comm with your Ashe saying, hey, I'm just gonna like res, because what you don't want happening is you don't want your Ashe to start like taking an angle while you're resing, because then the Ashe could just fall over as you're doing it basically. So you essentially just want to kind of either if you're like solo queuing at any point, just make sure you're like pinging it. Or if not, then obviously you can just talk to them and be like, hey. But anyway, so we keep going. That's it. Take us off angle. My only thing with doing this angle is try to not be in the room with your Ashe. You do not need to be in with the Ashe. You could just play back here. The reason is because if you play back here, it gives you more escape routes to these guys. On the scenario that just happened, obviously the Ashe has fallen. And me and Ashe weren't in comms because he wanted to listen to music. I mean, fair enough, but you do have comms with the Ashe, which actually can be like really, really helpful basically. But yeah, anyways, I would just kind of like stand a little bit further back just so you allow yourself to have that escape route on the just in case. But as we keep going, obviously we can't res. Nice. I'd go to play with your cast now. Very nice. Nice. Just make sure we're not peeking this this angle here. Like once again, we don't need to be kind of like looking at this high ground. We can essentially just play down here up until the point where we need to GA, which will be about now basically. But we do not need to be kind of peeking this high ground and looking at it. We want to try and cut LOS from the enemies as much as possible. If the enemies cannot see you, it makes it so hard for them to either know where you are or also like be able to focus you really, really easily. So definitely like play a bit further back and just play here, okay? Keep going. Obviously, I allowed this GA to go across. Not even gonna question it. Yeah, but as this is a prime example of how we can how we should try and play back and play out of this room, because what's gonna happen now is this Remarch is just gonna walk onto these guys, right? If you're, because he'll start walking in. If you're preempting this and you're playing out already, it means that then once he starts coming through, you can just, what's it called? We could just like walk back basically and just play around here, and you could just like back off like this basically, okay? Just so you're not going to take any damage from this round. Nice. Really nice. I loved your beam priority here. This is completely not your fault that Cass dies, because you have done the correct thing. You have backed off and put your beam onto Baptiste. The reasoning for why this is a good like play by you is because Bap can heal you, what's called the Cass, right? So what will happen is you will heal Bap, Bap will heal Cass. Okay, that's kind of like a nice little kind of like circle of life, I guess, basically. But I like how obviously you go back in to go and try and help him. This is completely not your fault that he falls though, 100%. But it was a keep going. Obviously you don't have res. I like how you back away. See that you're with Genji. Okay, hold it here. Okay, I like how you rotate back. Really, really nice. However, I know that you are desperate to get to this Genji. Wait for your GA though, okay? all you did was like a nice little like single GA, okay? All you had to do is wait 1.5 seconds and then bam, you can J yourself up onto this high ground and then stay up here with the Genji and like help him out basically. But just make sure that you never ever want to be crossing chokeholds unless if you have like, you know, your GA active. Because you just walking across like this is just going to make yourself like so easy to pick off basically. So you want to be GAing if we can. So don't be too tunnel visioned and be like quite a little bit patient. Remember your Genji's like fine, he's like full HP. There is no urgent rush to get to him, okay? So let's just stand back for a sec and then wait for your J's to come onto line. Alright? Nice. Love how you use the bat to get up. Really nice. Really, really good. Ooh, okay. My only thing is when you're on this high ground, right? Just be really, really cautious of obviously A, the soldier, but also B, people coming up the stairs, okay? I like how you use someone else to get up there because obviously you couldn't see Genji. Really good initiative and really good movement by you. But we also just need to be kind of really just focusing on who can attack us right now. So whenever I come up onto this high ground, I like to play kind of back here. The reason is because if anyone comes up these stairs or someone starts shooting me main, I can either, if someone starts shooting me main, I can just use this pillar, like to block them out. But if someone comes up these stairs, I can just kind of like fall and use my jelly descent down here. And then as soon as I'm about to lose beam connection, press your GA again, bam. And you can just like keep your beam ready, keep with these guys, but you're also blocking out the shooting from the tracer, okay? But we keep going. So end up dropping, lovely GA. That should have been a little bit more of a direct one. So as you know how like you GA here, you can cancel it slightly early and then just jump and make yourself all the way to these stairs. It means then that it allows you to stay out of LOS from people and just like really help damage boost this Genji right now and try and get the soldier. Alright? Nice damage boost though, really good. Let's see Koala Ball, which is completely fine. Lovely cancel there. I love that cancel. Woo, okay. Remember, if we're safe, stay in that space, okay? I love that GA cancel to stay on this high ground. Really, really nice. I'm already Morsnex. I can see you've really paid attention to my last VOD and you're already like implementing these things. That's really, really great. The only thing is just stay here, okay? Remember, you've cleared the soldier. You know the Ana's just rotated below you, okay? You can stay up here. This is so nice and safe for you. You don't need to rotate here. Unless if the Ana comes up from behind you or someone else starts, you know, focusing you. You are so lovely just to come and sit up here, alright? Really, really good cancel GA before. Do you see how we're putting ourselves in such risk now by just doing that random rotation? Nice. But as we keep going, I would actually be kind of playing with your cast a little bit more now. Make sure we're healing it up, by the way. Nice. Okay. I like all this, and obviously I understand that you're duoed with this Genji, but right now I would actually be kind of focusing your damage boost onto the cast a little bit more here. The reason is because you know he's going to have high noon, so obviously you can damage boost high noon. I understand that you're with this Genji, and you know he is like, you know, your duo and everything. But remember, it isn't all just about him. Be sure that we're still spreading that damage boost to everyone, okay? So as we're pushing up here, I would actually have my damage boost onto the cast because he's going to do a lot more damage up close. Unless if the Genji obviously goes to dash in, then you can damage boost the dash, okay? Oh, okay. Let's quickly rewind it because I feel a little bit disorientated because I paused it too many times, I feel like. But keep going. So obviously I'd heal cast up a little bit sooner here. And then I would just stay kind of focused on the cast. So throughout this entire team fight, I'd actually just stay kind of lower down here. I would essentially just like play just once again on the floor right now. Because you don't need to be jumping up. Because you jumping up is just going to make yourself a really big target for D.Va to dive you or Kiriko to be able to hit you, right? Because what will happen, obviously, when you climb and stuff like that, doing jumps like this, you're going to get yourself punished so quickly. Because you're, people will just like look at you, seeing that you've done your big 2.5 second cooldown movement ability and just focus you, okay? So I would just literally, you are so safe just to play down on this ground. You can even rotate into this side room if you need to. So you just cut out LOS of like everyone. And just like play damage boost your cast and just like literally play here. Because it stops you then from making this weird rotation up to here in just a second where the Kiriko uses the lift. So then I feel like you just have to like panic in a bit and you're like, oh my gosh. But it's fine. Let's get, if we're safe, stay in that space. Okay, let's quickly rewind this because I feel as though we've got a little bit disorientated. Okay, so obviously we talked about staying safe and everything like that. So we do make this bad rotation, but we clear the high ground, right? This means now that this high ground is yours. You're like playing like queen of the castle right now. You're like, this is my high ground and I'm not letting anyone on it, okay? So you can just play up here so nicely. Your beams connect down to people down here basically. So you can essentially just play up here and just damage boost your cast, damage boost whoever you want to basically. Obviously if Diva puts up DM and Genji dashes in, they damage boost him and stuff like that. You can essentially just stand up here because you force that Kiriko down. You are so safe to stay up here now, unless if Diva chases you, alright? Remember, if we're safe, stay in that space. We can just stay here, okay? But we'll keep going. Obviously, we end up kind of rotating down. I would still be focusing Cass here. And then the reason we end up Valkying, I feel like, is because we get scared. We're like, oh my goodness, like there's a there's a nano like boosted Diva that's gonna like dive onto me. I like that you're like using your Valkyrie, because you're in this scenario, and I like your decision making right now for this. But remember, we could have also just spent this entire time being up on this high ground and just chilling here. If we just spent this entire time up on this high ground chilling here, and then you see Diva diving me, oh no, oh I'm just gonna G over here, and then bam, you're like away from her. Okay, we could have saved our Valkyrie and just like allowed ourselves just to use our positioning to our advantage, okay? But we keep going. And there's so many dumb mistakes in this game. No, they're not dumb though, Morsnex, honestly. It's all learning. There is nothing that is dumb. Unless if like you fly into a Diva bomb, then that's dumb. But like what you're doing right now is not dumb at all. You're actually using your initiative really nicely, okay? But it's slightly too wrong, okay? And it's stuff that we can correct, but it's not entirely wrong, okay? But we keep going. Nice damage boost here. This is really great. Nice damage boost. Oh, go on, you got it. You got it. Nice. Try to save your healing till after Valk. We could save the half HP healing on the cast till after the Valk because it allows us to get that tiny bit of extra ult charge for the next team fight. But yeah, actually, Resident was in the Diva bomb once. It wasn't this cave. See, that was dumb, but we know that's wrong, don't we? All right, nice. I would just chill up here on the high ground with your cast. Because what's going to happen is your cast is going to obviously walk forward and he'll challenge the soldier first of all. But then he will just essentially just stand on this high ground and just, just play up here and just shoot down from here. It is actually a lot safer for you just to play with your like cast. What I would like you to do, right, is I know that obviously the Genji is your duo and Genji is also a really good damage boost target, right? But I feel as though it's really good during a game to have what I call as an anchor, right? What I mean by that is someone that you know is always going to be in like a certain spot or is going to be in a certain position. So you allow yourself to basically default back to them if you get a little bit lost or like you don't really know what you need to do, right? So I would just honestly hold back for a second because right now this is kind of like a nice like, non-stressful team fight. And I would just chill up here with my cast and just kind of damage boost about. If you see your Genji dash in and you want to try and help, then of course you can go in and help, you can go and help the Genji, like maybe GA and like play up here while he's dashing through people and stuff, right? But remember, we don't need to be with him 24/7, okay? We can spread the damage boost, spread the love, spread the damage boost wherever we want, okay? But we'll keep going. Nice, I love that GA playing your cover, okay? Lovely damage boost on the swipe. Really nice, okay? I want to quickly rewind it just to talk about a few tiny little errors. But other than that, really nice. Alright. Let's go for it, right? I love this GA. This is lovely. This is how you play with Genji, okay? There were so many times where I just see Mercy's just GA and like be like kind of like straight with the Genji, right? You use your initiative so well. You think to yourself, okay, how can I play really nicely but also play with the Genji? And you go up to here. Lovely. Absolutely beautiful going up to here. This is really nice position, right? The only thing is I feel as though it's even not well like spoken that your Genji wants to blade this, or it's like not concentrating enough kind of thing. Remember, your Genji has Blade, right? And normally what happens is he will Comet. So you are basically, you want to be kind of ready for the Blade. Now, I love what you do. When he goes to swipe, you're damage boosted. Absolutely beautiful. It's this part, though, that's a little bit iffy, okay? After this point, we then need to be still focusing on the Genji, because remember, Genji's still in his Blade form. We can still damage boost those swings. But also, if you see these two guys critical, who's going to have the more HP? It's going to be Genji. So, no, Ball's gonna have more HP, we need to focus on Genji. That's what I'm trying to say. Because when Ball series critical, that's him below half HP, which is going to be about 450 HP, basically. So he is going to have still so much HP, plus he has so much mobility, he could just roll about, roll over to health pack, do his own little thing, basically. So, you can essentially you need to put your beam onto your Genji, and still try to keep him up here. But other than that, really, really nicely played with the Blade. I love how you go to damage boost the, what's it called? Love how you go back up to the high ground. Obviously, Ball doesn't end up rolling away, because, you know, that's him. I like the res, but we do it wrong, okay? Let's quickly rewind it. I'm gonna tell you about it. So, I like how you want to res here, and I agree with the res. We just do it slightly wrong, alright? So I like how you constantly move into these high grounds and stuff like that. The rest was questionable a little bit. Right. You want to, because obviously you end up kind of like slingshotting it around, right? You then make yourself come around here and res behind this cover, because you have your Genji as cover to, you know, focus the diva. You're also like, yeah, your BAP slots have also been very, very questionable, I will say, Morsnex. But yeah, no, so I like this res. This is very good. But remember, where is our cover for this res? If we're just going to res here, this is not, because remember as well, we're not in LOS of the lamp either, so the lamp isn't going to connect to us. If you want to res this, we have to res back here. Now, I like that you're doing this res. Remember, it's not necessity for you to res here, because obviously Ball gets back really, really quickly. He's probably like one of the most mobile heroes in the game. So there's no rush to res him, but I like how you want to res him. Just make sure that you're kind of like resing it behind this cover, like here, basically. His lance was something, especially the second one in the room. Dude, that one made me really giggle, I'm not gonna lie. But it is so weird. Obviously, we talked about this, so just make sure if we can, try to do it within the cover. Just so, because obviously we know people are going to be coming back. But as we keep on going, we respawn now. Hopefully your team don't push up really aggressively because they are down you. But again, this is gold. That was a good lamp from your BAP, can I just say? That saved him. That was an okay lamp. Lovely. Lovely. Oh my gosh, dude. Morsnex, your damage boost usage is insane. I love it. I love how, like, you obviously, you know, you need to come up here. You see that the BAP's there. You obviously go to help. And then you go straight to damage boost in this high noon. Perfect. Really, really great. I damage boosted. Oh, okay. Fair enough. I was going to say damage boost the cast, but you go get her yourself. So, well, you know, hats off to you, I guess. Ooh, okay, okay. Okay, let's quickly talk about this because I've got a little bit disorientated from all the pause and stuff like that. I tried to say at least 60 damage boost every single game, which is really, like, good if you can. Really, really nice. Okay, so obviously we do it again, the diva ourselves. Really nice. Okay. At this point, I would be playing kind of a little bit more this side, right? Because then what's it called? Because obviously, you know your cast is going to be focusing on the Moira. Really nice how you're putting on this damage boost, even though he's like still losing HP. Really nice damage boost here, okay? The only thing is we have just seen this soldier try to get this health pack down here, and we're going to hear him coming up this lift. So I would actually play kind of more towards this side, because then what happens is if the soldier comes up, you could just ping it, and then you could just essentially just, what's it called, hop down here and then do a little prop jump to get yourself back up, just so you're not making yourself at risk to a helix rocket or anything like that from the soldier. I would also like just ping it, and then maybe like, obviously you're not in comms, which is frustrating, but it's just what's it called, you would essentially just have to like just ping it basically. All right, as we do end up obviously focusing ourselves. Nice. Obviously ends up dying, which is nice. You sure that we're going to go help our BAP now? Very, very nice peel. Lovely damage boost once again, like at the end there. Really, really nice. Cannot fault your damage boost. Morsnex is really, really good. Love how you play with your Genji right now. This is completely fine. Ooh, okay. Ooh. Okay, let's talk about this. I like how you're going in to go and help your Genji here. This is really good. Pushing forward to try and help everyone. Really, really nice, okay? Love it. So, this is fine. This is a really good GA in a second to go and help your Genji. Nice. I love it, okay? What we're going to do is we end up kind of like, I think, getting a little bit stuck on the hay bell, which is completely fine because you don't add anything to it. So, I would honestly just try to keep yourself onto the Genji a little bit more. I don't like this GA in, okay? If you want to GA in here, you essentially just GA and just play here. Because then it allows you to have kind of like a nice little like blockade of like obviously all these guys, and it still helps you out. Then if these guys start pushing forward some more, then you can obviously, you know, walk out the door, you know. Just turn around, no. That one. But so you could like, what's it called? You could just like back out to here, okay? Because what you end up doing is you end up kind of like just tanking out all this like Mei damage. The buff actually heals you, which is really nice. Oh, and then you see how flinging ourselves up in the air has made us really, really easy to track by the soldier, right? I like how you play down here, but then this should have just been a GA and get yourself out. And then I would have maybe just like played back onto the point. Because if you get enough people into this point, you can just cap this really, really quickly, okay? We don't get taken out, which is a little bit unfortunate. I feel as though we had another questionable back lamp. But we should have definitely just backed out a little bit sooner there. But other than that, really, really nice.
I must return to my post.
So we have our Valk, which is really good. Blade. To be honest, I don't know why I know if you're getting bladed there, but anyways, it is what it is. Nice. I would... Oh, okay. That's unfortunate. You did all you could, to be fair. Like, you calmed it. You said, hey, like, he come up here. Ooh. Oh, okay. All right, hold on. Let's go back. You did all you could in your power right now to, what's it called? So, I like this GA because obviously, you know, you're trying to get up to your Genji. Obviously, you just end up peeking you. That is completely fine. So, you end up backing out. You end up going up, okay. The only thing is I would be really, really careful, especially if you, what's it called? If you go up higher in the ranks and stuff like that, try just be careful with egoing Mei's like this. Obviously, it works out really, really well for you, do not get me wrong. But what will happen when you get a little bit higher up is Mei will just be able to hit 2 straight icicles onto you, right? If you want to do this, I would actually just kind of like hold your angelic descent and then just kind of like make your like angelic descent like a bit erratic, like so like hold it and then not hold it, that kind of thing, and like kind of like fall and, you know, tries to challenge the Mei. Your aim, by the way, here was really, really good. Ooh, but I don't... Remember, your duo isn't everything, okay? He just told me he wanted to solo all the carry. I mean, fair enough. Right, so, I don't like this, though. Because we still know that there's still going to be, like, people pushed up here because we could see the Kiriko heal, you know, stuff like that. We could see them. This is very aggressive from you. Remember, your duo isn't everything. If your duo dies, let him, you know, if you can res him, great. If it looks way too risky, then just leave it. But anyways, we'll keep going. Nice, help you cast. Very in. Oh, okay, no, we still need to help cast though. Still need to help cast, there we are. Nice rotation here. The only thing is this rotation, make it more direct under here. The reason is because if you just kind of like hang about here or flick yourself up, it makes you very vulnerable to hit scans like this, for example, that will still up on this high ground. So if you need to rotate from this side, try to make sure that you're rotating so you're basically underneath people like this, okay? But nice. Nice rotation. Obviously, you valve before the blizzard, which is completely fine. Quick little tip, right? With Blizzard, especially when it's like this, people are not going to survive the Blizzard. Like, because they've got Blizzard, they got Visor, right? Because people are just stood still and, like, frozen for, like, a good couple, like, of seconds, basically. You trying to heal people in a, what's it called? In a mailed is not going to, like, save them, basically. So your best option right now is to actually use your Valk, still stay up here, but use it to damage boost these guys. You could damage boost your cast right now and get like a really nice like high noon from behind. You could damage boost your what's it called, your Sojourn. You essentially just need to kind of like think to yourself, okay, those guys are dead, that's fine. you know, they do their own thing. How can we still salvage this team fight? And we could do this by just playing up here, so we're blocking LOS of the visor, and we could just kind of like jiggle our beams between these guys up here, essentially. Okay, I was lagging a bit. Oh, bless you. Nice how we use our cover though. Really, really nice. Make sure that we're still helping our cast though, because obviously we saw the cast is just on high noon behind. We need to make sure that we're helping him. Make him res. Nice. Love how you drop down as well and use your cover. I would have resed the cast though instead of the ball. The reasoning is because out of the 3 people that are on the floor, Cass is going to be the one that's going to respawn last, and it's also one of the slowest out of these guys. All right, okay. Bap's going to respawn really quickly because he was one of the first to die. Ball is also going to respawn really quickly and also get back really quick because he's Ball. With Cass, I would actually go to res him first, so you have those 5 people as we get the more HP targets, so I can focus on more damage boost. Which you don't need to at this very moment in time, okay? You have wiped the enemy team and now you're pushing forward, okay? With the timings that there are, with obviously how long it's taken for them like to respawn and stuff like that, Ball can get back so quickly. Like, Ball is such a quick character that he will be back in time for when the enemy team start pushing in, okay? You need to be kind of focusing on our res here, who is going to be the, what's it called? Who is going to be the last one to get back, so then we can have a full team ready for the next team fight, and that should have been your cast here, okay? But I like the res that you end up doing though, obviously nice and cover. Don't like that GA though. If we need to GA forward, as we know our soldier's going to slide forward, make this a GA slingshot just to under here. Nice to hear though. Okay. My only thing is, remember, the payload isn't everything, right? We already know that Bap's going to be respawning. We know Cass is going to be respawning. So actually your best bet right now is just commit in. Use your movement to commit in with your Sojourn on your ball right now. And just cut LOS of this Jungle Queen. Because right now, you being really hyper-fixated on, like, the point and, like, wanting to push this payload, it's actually the reason why you end up kind of being, what's it called? Being pressured by the Jungle Queen. As technically, there's a Jungle Queen there. So you can hear Jungle Queen. She's quite a loud character, right? So as soon as you hear or see her, bam, you just GA. Just GA, come behind this piece of cover like this, and then just play with these guys. Alright, and then damage boost these guys, help finish off this bastion. You obviously then your soldier can like rotate up to this high ground and do whatever. And then it gives time for the BAP and the cast to come forward and start pushing this payload a little bit more. Okay? Because right now you do not need to be on this payload. That was a good lamp. We're getting better at the lamps. There's a health pack here, by the way. So whenever, what's it called? Whenever you see this like health pack and stuff like that, you can just essentially just GA out and then what's it called? Go back to his health pack. It also cut LOS of the Jungle Queen. Nice, lovely damage boost here. Like the backwards GA as well, I respect it. That's how you play out the way. Oh, save her there. Rest. Ooh. Okay, you got the res off, which is really, really nice. I would have literally just made this a really quick res on the box here. The reason is because if you get this res off quick, it's actually going to be safer. I feel as though you went for like a little super jump res up here, which is nice. I respect it. I would literally, because of the timings that you have, and you have the safety right now to do it, as you know, do a normal res, do it. My really big thing with the super jump res is if you can get away with doing the res normally, do that way. Okay, yeah, it's cool like to showboat and like to do the cute little super jump res, you know, it's cute, do not get me wrong, right? But if you can avoid it, try not to. Because especially if you're not really comfortable with the super jump res, or like you're not very consistent with it, it still means that you're still being really consistent with them reses, okay? The Morsnex really, really great so far, okay? Your damage boost uses is really, really nice, okay? Love your, obviously, you know, your healing damage boost really, really nice, okay? Reses have been some good, some bad. Obviously, we've had a little bit of a mixed bag, okay? Valks have been quite nice. I've enjoyed them, especially your positioning with them. I love how you're still using that cover. Really, really nice, okay? And I really like how you've taken on board my advice from the last VOD, obviously with like doing these like random GAs and other stuff, basically. Love how you've been working on that as well. My main thing right now is, remember, this DPS is not your be-all and end-all, okay? This is not your, what's it called? You do not need to be kind of like purely just damage boosting this one guy, okay? Your other DPS is also just as good. So try just to kind of make sure that we're still kind of like, you know, sharing out the damage boost, and we're still like you know, making sure that we're damage boosting other people and not just focusing purely on our pockets target, which I feel is where the second thing is coming in right now. It's the same thing where we're being very tunnel visioned on who we're pocketing, right? Remember, there is another 3 people on your team that you can go and damage boost, you can go and peel back to, you can use them for movement. Try just to remember that a little bit more, okay? There's obviously we got the start of the next round. I push forward with Sojourn here. Nice. Lovely damage boost. You can res. Oh, dude, you could have res that real quick there, right? The reason why you could res this really quick is Zed is providing a really nice distraction here, and they are not pushed up. They're not pushed up enough right now for them to cancel your res. So you get the orb, and you can do it pretty much at the back of this hay bales like this. You could just res like this. Okay, we should have res there a little bit quicker. Because you see how we're doing it later now, and now we're like being at risk to like the Hanzo and the Ramattra and everything like that. We needed just to do that a little bit sooner. Wasn't that really, really nice? Obviously, we back out. Again, it'll get pulled a little bit. Can't help. Okay, let's quickly rewind this, because I feel as though we should have helped Sojourn a little bit more. So I would rest here. We back out, which is completely fine. As we back out here, we need to see that the Sojourn is sliding out and it's like really, really, what's it called? Really weak. So make sure that you're popping your heal beam onto the Sojourn as she's sliding out. So then we're able to, what's it called? We're able to get the heal beam onto the Sojourn to help get her out, basically. All right. Because what we're doing is we end up kind of focusing on the Ram. Remember, Ram has a huge health pool. He's going to be absolutely fine just to, what's it called, like to stay up as he is. So just make sure that, once again, we're helping the lower HP target here. Damage boost here as well, because he's like quite healthy, so we can like damage boost a little bit more. Nice heals though. Ooh, okay, I don't like this rotation, because we're rotating up to here right now where a lot of DPS or a lot of like, for example, this Junkrat, right? They're going to be like using this area right now. I would have actually made this a slingshot in to go and help your Ashe, and then maybe a slingshot back to your Ram, or maybe like if your Ashe wants to, you know, starts backing off into this room, then you play in this room with her. You essentially kind of like end up abandoning her just purely by doing this vertical super jump to like nowhere again. Okay, we need to be just make sure that we're still trying to help her here. We nice heals though. Love how you rotate up onto this high ground. Really nice. We do end up obviously bagging our head and make ourselves really, you know, figure to the Hanzo, which is fine because it's just gonna be a reset anyways. But I feel as though you did alright in that team fight. Just make sure that we're still putting our beam on the right people, basically. A lot of questionable decisions, but it's a few questionable decisions with a lot of good ones, though, I will say. Which is completely fine. Like, you know, like, you are, like, only, what's it called? Oh, you can res that. Very nice. Love that cover usage. That was a lot better res, okay? Did you end up kind of, like, failing the lift there a little bit? Yeah. That's fine. Nice. By the way, at this very moment in time, this is a perfect example of why your damage boost target isn't everything, okay? Because, so your duo isn't everything. Let's talk about that. Because right now, okay, yes, Soldier's rotated now, but whenever Soldier was like down here, right? We should be actually reaching, or maybe like dropping down to here to put our beam onto the Soldier, because Soldier and Sojourn are like two, like, you know, really good damage boostable targets, but Soldier works a lot better at longer ranges compared to Sojourn, who's a little bit more closer range, right? So when at the start of team fights, I want you to be damage boosting the Soldier, trying to get in as much damage boost as possible. Then when they start pushing a tiny bit more, then we can switch to Sojourn. Obviously, we can then flick on damage boost for like Helix rockets and whenever Sojourn has a charged shot and stuff like that. But it's better if we damage boost the Soldier at the beginning of team fights for when that distance is apparent. Okay? So we'll keep going. Love how your position right now. This is really, really nice. Nice. Obviously, just be looking out for these dragons, by the way, because it might be that the dragons are coming up to you guys on the high ground. So just make sure we're still like looking around for that a little bit more. I'd also be kind of looking to maybe help your AlphaAli at this point, because Hanzo uses dragons a lot when it gets to higher ranks to zone people. It's a lot like Diva Bomb, a lot like Bastional and stuff like that. They will get a lot of picks in lower ranks, but in higher ranks, it's used more as a kind of like a repositioning tool where it'll force people, like for example your AlphaAli, into a position that is bad for them to then allow the enemy team to capitalize, okay? So I would be looking out for this dragon, seeing where it is, and then as we see that it's going to help, you know, become like this has coming for the AlphaAli, try to make sure that we're peeling back to come and help her. She ends up killing him, which is really, really nice, really great. And then I'd be pushing forward, nice. Really nice GA there as well to the cover, really good. Same thing again with these random rotations. It is so much safer for you just to, what's it called? It's so much safer for you to just like play back here basically and just damage boost, because once again we're GAing across a chokehold to come up to here when it's what's it called, when it's like really, really dangerous. So we could just literally just once again play back here and damage boost here.
I don't understand your generation.
Love how you're just still damage boosting here. This is really, really great. Obviously Alorians are getting picked off. Lovely. Ooh. I would GA and just stay here for a second, because you could kind of like, what's it called? You can kind of like crouch and just like play here, because you never ever really want to GA when Bastion is turret form. The reason is because Bastion is turret form can just track people so easily. Like you, for example, just go like this, right? So it's fine for you to, you know, go and peel for your soldier here, completely fine. But as soon as you hear that turret form, like what's it called, go ahead, just crouch down here, play it for a second, and then you could GA back to your sojourn if needed afterwards. I accidentally cancelled my GA, so I panicked. No, it's alright. Lovely bubble by your, what's called, by your Zarya. Obviously nice. This is the exact reason why I would never ever stand up on this high ground when the enemy team already capped first point, okay? You just, like, the point I was making, like, literally, like, about 30 seconds ago is the exact reason why. Once again, your Zarya saved you with the bubble, you end up obviously falling. I screamed. Yeah, but it's once again, it's this thing where we don't need to be rotating up to here, okay? This isn't making our positioning better at all. It's actually making our positioning worse. We want to be trying to hold our space, okay? Overwatch is very much a space-taking game in some, like, aspects, where right now the enemy team hold this entire area, okay? So you GAing into enemy territory is going to make you so much easier to pick off, rather than you just like playing back and playing in your own territory. And obviously territory changes depending on like where people are, or, like as the game kind of progresses and stuff like that. But right now you are so much more safer playing on the point right now and just playing around here, okay? But we'll keep going. Obviously we do end up dying, which is a little bit unfortunate. Your Zarya's bubbles as well were really, really great on you there. Let me just have a quick drink while we respawn. Obviously nice visor from your soldier as well, which is going to help you out really, really nicely. We're going to head back now. I'd be asking your duo to maybe like pick you up if they were nice. Zell just put up, by the way, guys. See, love. Oh, that's so sweet. See, I always love it when people like pick other people up. It's always really nice. Lovely rotation up onto the. Oh, okay, nice. Just obviously remember where that high ground is, but really, really nice rotation. Why are we rotating again though? We don't need to. Remember, if we're safe, stay in that space. Stay up here. We can just chill up here. Okay, if people start getting out of beam range, we can drop down, or like, you know, we can like play down under like these hay bales and stuff like that. We can, what's it called? We can like just stay up in this space, alright? I get picked up. Gotta have that pain. Gotta have that princess treatment. I wish, man. But do you see how we make this rotation now, and now we're just like hovering in front of the enemy team, like front line, like, hey guys, it's me, Mercy, look at me, kind of thing, right? I would honestly just stay up on this high ground right now. Like, you do not need to rotate from here, okay? That's how we obviously, you know, we end up packing out into the, hey, like, the little room, which is fine. Love the GA away. That's completely fine. Love this damage boost right now. Nice. We don't need to bulk here. I feel as though you kind of like panic and think, oh, because I have to bulk, right? Zarya's ultimate is so strong, and if she gets like a big grab like she just did, all you have to do is just put a blue beam on someone. Now, depending on what the enemy team has, depends on who you need to blue beam. A lot of the time though, I would just blue beam the Zarya, who will just like, and then just like kill everyone, right? So whenever you see a what's it called, a grab, just put a blue beam on someone. If you don't end up killing people with the grab, then you Valk afterwards, because right now this is very much a wasted grab because the grab's got 3 people and you don't need this ultimate. Grab a lot of the time can either obviously be comboed with something or just use completely on its own, and that could just be a team fight win for you guys, okay? So you just essentially just need to kind of like just save your Valk here, push up with your team and like what's it called, damage with someone, and then save your Valk for the next team fight. We'll keep going. I'd start damage with a little bit more here. Nice, push up, nice. All the damage boost. Nice. See, this is one of these times where you can use this high ground. If you have someone with you, yes, use this high ground. If you don't have someone with you though, don't use it. My next big piece of advice for you right now is disconnect your beam. The reason is because obviously the beam makes a noise, so you can actually like hear it makes like a slight buzzing noise, like a buzz kind of thing, right? So it can give your position away. The second thing is if you're on nighttime maps, clear example here, it's so much more bright, the blue beam, compared to like daytime maps and stuff like that. So if you can, drop your beam and just sit here and crouch, because what's gonna happen is everyone's gonna push in, and the Sojourn's probably gonna want to do a like flank Sojourn from behind. So if you're already preemptive or like crouched down already, it makes you guys so much more sneakier, because you, especially because obviously yes, you do have like a very bright glowy skin as well, which doesn't really help, but if you also disconnect that beam, it makes you guys so much more stealthy, ready for that flank, okay? We'll keep going. Obviously, we can help Zarya. Once we had our nice little time, yeah. Nice, I love how you play back. Love that ping. And I love that backing away. Just when you back away, back over to here. Because if you back over to here and then Ram drops, you have a nice little, nice little GA all the way back onto the high ground straight away, okay? You've actually forced the Ram into such a bad position, and then you could just like GA back up onto the high ground, okay? Instead, what you're doing, you're doing kind of like this weird GA into the enemy team, right? Remember, think to yourself, where's the enemy team going to be? And how can I be the most safest? And right now, that would be you kind of just dropping here main, because obviously they're not using the spawn anymore, so this is like a perfect opportunity for you to drop main. And then when the Ram drops, because obviously if he starts chasing you, then, you know, you can go back up. Or if not, you could just like, kind of just play about the high ground, stuff like that, basically. Your Lori was very, ooh. Nice bubble, okay. I like the little super jump res as well. Kind of cute, not gonna lie. My only thing is be really, really cautious of this Tracer. I love how your Zarya bubbled it for you, but I would have definitely pinged it to let your Zarya know that you wanted to res, because not all Zaryas are going to be this absolutely amazing and bubble you, right? I like the res, but I think we should have definitely pinged the res before we do so, basically. It's so pretty, so I don't care if I get my position. Gonna look pretty whilst playing. No, honestly, me with Soul Bloom. People don't realize like how bright Soul Bloom is. Okay, quick thing at the end of this team fight, I want you to actually stay with the Zarya. Okay, the reason is because if you stay with Zarya right now, Tracer's already used her recall, because you know she's already used it. If you push forward with your Zarya right now, who's quite hard charged, she's just gonna absolutely annihilate this Tracer, and then she can back off and then start playing like main with everyone, basically. Okay, because right now you kind of like going back main is kind of like abandoning her right now. Obviously, yes, I know you want to get back to your Sojourn, but remember, right now actually Zarya is probably going to be your best damage boost target. Okay, it's not all about your duo. Now, obviously, he ends up falling. We've already used res, which is completely fine. Love how you say that, but remember, right? These guys are going to be coming back from spawn, so we want to use our cover. Nice ping to tell people that you don't have res, but then I would just sit back here and then wait either for your Zarya to come back, and then you could obviously, you know, help her, or, you know, because obviously this enemy team is going to be like starting to push in, okay? So just obviously same thing, just need to use our cover. Nice rotation. Love how we go back up to the high ground, really nice. Stay up on here, remember, if we're safe, stay in that space, okay? Oh, go on. I would just damage with Zarya there for the entire thing, but I kind of respect the pistol, not gonna lie. Nice how we back out. I would honestly, same thing again, I would just stay with your Zarya right now, okay? Zarya's, when high charge and damage boosted, just rips through people, okay? And if you, like, it's completely fine, okay? You see that that ultimate go off, and you see Alori's critical, Alori's critical. Are you going to be able to GA in and save her right now? No. So, stay up on this high ground, you're still really, really safe, and you could just damage boost. damage boost, because right now, obviously, the Tracer's distracted and the, the Kiriko's distracted. Obviously, if you end up getting rid of the Kiriko, that's less healing for the Ramatra. And also, if you get rid of the Tracer, that's so much easier for your team, okay? So I would just literally just stick out this entire time with your Zarya. Let's get playing on the high ground, because remember, if we're safe, stay in that space. At that point, right, because you know obviously they're going to start turning around for you now, play back. It is completely fine if you play back at that point, and then wait for the map to either like lose interest with you or like maybe like start focusing someone else. Then I would GA and J up onto this height here, because then you can rotate back around while your GA is obviously on cooldown, and then you can rotate back to the team. That would have been a nice little escape for you. Obviously, we're doing kind of getting picked off, which is completely fine. But we're kind of like, we'll end up seeing kind of what's going to happen towards the end of the team fight. Sorry, Bob, so much to save me so much. Oh, I love it.
Hello.
Zarya's really lovely though, to be fair.
Come here and I will heal you.
Let's keep going.
Here for healing.
Obviously, well, I like how you kept since like saying you know to come back for healing. That's the correct thing to do. I would not go in res. Do not go in res. At this point, we want to be kind of repositioning, getting ready for the next team fight with your team. So this would be going with your soldier right now and helping your soldier try and clear people off this high ground, okay? Because right now, you having your pistol out right now, you're not going to get this res off, and you're not going to do anything apart from give the team free ult charge by getting your pistol out right now, okay? I want you to be going round to go and help your soldier, okay? So we keep going. Once again, we should just be up on the high ground with the soldier. I like how you go around and obviously, you know, damage boosting the Zarya, but we have such a good advantage point with the soldier up on high right now, okay? So he gets stuck. Nice. Obviously, just same thing again, I would ping the res just to ensure that you let your team know that you want to res. Nice. Nice, obviously, you know, using our height against the Tracer, really nice. We can hear the Bastions on high, right? So don't GA into him. Be sure that we're, because I like how you rate it up here, do not get me wrong. When you hear the what's called, the Bastion above you, just drop down here. Because if you drop down here, and you, like, play here, this roof completely blocks that entire bridge. Okay, so you will not get picked off. So you just have to drop here and then just damage boost your DPS. Oh, come on. Oh, nearly. You nearly got him. That's alright. At this point, you just need to be what's called. You just need to be with a DPS. Okay, let's talk about this. Because I feel as though at this point, we're very out of the team fight, okay? And it all starts from this kind of like GA, okay? So we do try to get the Bastion, which is completely fine, okay? As soon as you know this Bastion's gone and we can't get him with our pistol, we now need to think to ourselves, okay, who can we now damage boost? I would go to damage boost your Sojourn, because your Sojourn's got a really good angle right now and is also going to start getting pressured by the Reinhardt, okay? So I'd play down here, play and help Sojourn, help Sojourn, help Sojourn. Oh, she slid in, okay, still going to help the Sojourn. We can still stand up here. Oh, we've used a grab, okay? Maybe, like, try and GA in to, like, you know, try and help the Zarya, something like that, basically. You see how, we could just spend this entire time just vibing around here. Right now, we are actually doing nothing by just walking around this, like, little backline and doing anything, basically. So you can, what's it called? You can literally just play up here. Because then we're ready to follow up on the Sojourn ult. Because we want to be, you know, helping out with the Sojourn ult and pushing up forward. What we end up doing is obviously we end up doing the res, which is completely fine, but you end up trading someone for doing the res, right? There's very few circumstances where we want to trade out for a res, okay? So I would actually just, once again, just still be playing up here. If Sojourn ends up dying, then 100% you could go back and go and res the AlphaAli because it's a safer res. But I would definitely still try to help out with the Sojourn ults before going back. But I'll see what you end up doing now. Love how you don't just walk in, really nice. Nice backwards GA. Nice, using your cover. Help the Lori here, nice. Ooh. I do not like this Valk. This is a very panicked Valk because we don't know what we need to do, okay? at this point in time, I love how you tried to stay with the Zarya and stuff like that, but you know, when Bastion's in turret form, Zarya only has a limited amount of bubbles. There's also a Reaper who's very close range, Ryan. She's with 3 very close range people right now that can just absolutely annihilate her, okay? So you Valking this is not going to help save her. It is also not going to give you any better positioning, okay? I would try to stay with her and try and save her as much as I can. As soon as she falls, turn back. Oh, I've got 2 DPS here. Go flick yourself back. Then you can play back here. Play just to damage boost these guys, and what will happen is obviously these guys will respawn, and then by the time that obviously they've respawned, it'll be last team fight, then we need to use our Valk, okay? But we keep going. See what we end up doing. We don't need to res that. Very nice. Love how we're playing back, just once again, use our cover to make sure that we're not, you know, just flying up in the skybox. Can't help Soldier there, it's completely fine. Love how you just wait up on the high for Sojourn. Really, really nice. Oh, okay, this was a really lack of, you got the absolute correct idea to drop here, right? But this is a lack of communication. Because what you should have said to your duo is, I will touch first. Because then once you've able to touch, the Sojourn will have such a what's it called? Such the angle. I try to touch, absolutely correct idea to go and touch. So, you should communicate with your Sojourn right now. I want to touch. And as you're going for this touch, don't be like, payload kind of thing, right? As you're doing so, walk back with the Sojourn, and then so you know where she's going to be, because what ends up happening is I feel as though she ends up getting Bastion ulted, and that's the reason why she ends up sliding away, because what ends up happening is you end up dropping, and then you just assume that your Sojourn is still up on the high ground, okay? So what you want to be doing is, as you're dropping like this, just be sure that you're still looking at her. And then whenever the Sojourn, obviously if the Sojourn doesn't get pressured out, you then know like where she's going to be able to rotate back out, okay? So what's happening? Yeah, she just like getting pressured out by the Bastion, which is completely fine. Obviously, so you end up going to touch. And it's just unfortunate that obviously they end up capping it. We end up using ultimates as well, which isn't the best, but you know what, it is what it is. I feel as though you did really, really well there, but yeah, it should have been literally just a kind of like, make sure you still know where your Sojourn is. Oh, okay, she's like managed to fall. Bam, I'll just J myself up to here or something. Alright, but we keep going. I don't think we should have a L'Oreal to there either, but it is what it is, I guess. Let's keep going. Same thing again, we're flinging ourselves into the front line, right? Try to think where our Sojourn wants to take. So I would honestly just kind of J myself forward and then just kind of play here. Because right now, once again, we're being very kind of like, hey, look at me kind of thing, right? Nice rotation up, but just like playing like down and around is actually so much better right now. Love this rotation, obviously waiting for her. Just while we're waiting, be sure just to check. Prime example, be sure just to check that we're, what's it called? This. Because a lot of times, especially because the enemy team's got a Reaper, he will just sit here and just hide. And then, oh, there's a miss by myself. Pew, 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 you're dead kind of thing, right? So I like this rotation to be up here, and I love how you're waiting for your Sojourn. Just make sure that you're, like, just checking on the just in case, okay? Let's keep going. Love how you're playing back here. Ping. Like, ping it, ping it. Okay, we don't need to, like, just be stood there just looking at it. We don't just need to be, you know, just, like, stood there just looking at him and be like, Reaper, okay? It's good that you've pinged it and, you know, and you've, like, registered it. As soon as you register it, though, okay, think to yourself, okay, how am I going to survive this Reaper? Your best bet is to back off completely to this room and play here. And then if Reaper, so the Reaper has a choice. Reaper either has to focus the Sojourn or has to focus you. If he focuses the Sojourn, then you'll have like a nice little whale of a time. You will just like sit here. If he focuses you, you put your beam onto the Sojourn, do a nice little prop jump to come up to here, and then bring yourself back onto the ground, because then at that point he'll stop, stop following you. I was pinging because he panics, which is completely fine. I love how you ping it, but you spend too much time panicking, like, oh my god, kind of thing, like looking at him, right? As soon as you see him, back away. Be like, it's like playing kind of like hide and go seek, and he's the seeker, and you've just accidentally given away your position. You're like, oh my gosh, right? Just back off. But we keep going. So Sojourn has a railgun in it, which is really nice. Push forward, very nice. My only thing is with pushing forward, play your cover. Like, you can crouch down behind these boxes and stuff like that. Obviously, you have to push forward because of the bastion, which is completely fine. But at the same time, you have to, like, you know, try and think of your cover. Love how, obviously, you know, the soldier ends up getting him. Just make sure that we're kind of, like, chain forward and, like, crouching down here to make ourselves a little bit less predictable to see. Stay forward with your sojourn. Because then, if you stay forward with your sojourn, she can follow upon the Baptiste and kill him. And you can also just vibe up on this high ground, though. We'll keep going. Love how you drop down. We should have just been with her like a slightly bit earlier. Really good ultimate as well. That's how you peel back to the point now. So you end up pistoling him, which is completely fine because I just had to put his shield up. At this point, we just have to be preparing for the last team fight. Obviously, last time we go back up here, we're now with both our DPS. I'd go with our soldier here because he's like wants his going visor. You don't have to be up with him, but just kind of like stand at the end of this corridor and damage boost him. Because I don't think it would have been able to survive like with the Reaper and stuff, but you would have definitely been able to, you know, at least still help out a tiny bit more. That's what you're playing. Just as you're doing this, be sure that we're just checking main and stuff. Because remember, like it's all good, like damage boost our sojourn and stuff like that. But remember, the main goal is obviously to not allow the objectives to be captured. So just make sure that we're still kind of like looking at these guys and making sure like, hey, like, you know, we're still what's it called? Still looking. Nice pocket though. Just obviously same thing. We'll just, you know, keep looking at your team. Nice. I'd make that as a slingshot over to the side just so we can have some better positioning. Nice how you play away. Really nice. Ends up getting pressured. Nice res. Just make sure it's behind these boxes. I agree with this res though. This is a nice res. Just make sure that we're doing it behind the boxes. Ooh, okay, and then we don't need to pressure here because what's gonna happen is when the sojourn is resed, she will be able to contest the point. All you have to do is just play behind your nice little box, sit there and look pretty and put your blue beam on. Because what will happen is she'll be able to get the bastion because he's really low HP. And then if the Rhine, obviously then it depends on the Rhine because the Rhine will just hold the shield. At that point, then you can go and pressure from a different angle. But right now, you don't want to pressure from that different angle until the bastion's gone, okay? But I'm guessing your sojourn probably ends up clearing him up, which is really, really nice. And we end up winning the team. Fine. Okay, so Morsnex, overall, a massive improvement from the last VOD, I will say. Okay, really, really nice. I felt your first round was a lot stronger than your second. Okay, so main things, your damage boost is insane, actually. I love how much you're damage boosting and healing. You've got that really nailed down. I love that. Sitting and looking pretty is hard. I want to look pretty and do something. But Morsnex, actually, there's a lot of the time where not doing something is actually doing more. I know it's like, it can be boring, definitely, but if it's going to keep, you know, if it's going to keep you alive and keep you surviving, it's what you have to do sometimes, okay? So, reses were okay. Obviously, just make sure that we're using our cover and make sure that we're, like, pinging them, especially, like, if it's going to be a little bit more risky. My main thing for you, on Valks were, like, okay. I don't have too much of an issue. Right now, my biggest issue with you is you have what is called duo syndrome. It's where you focus purely on one singular target and that's all you damage boost and all you kind of like focus on. You, obviously, it's not like you weren't just with that one singular person, okay? Like, you know, you did end up kind of peeling a tiny bit more, but I want you to do that every single team fight, not just the occasional one, okay? Yes, obviously, you know, you have your duo and your you know, you rely on this person, stuff like that, because obviously you know them and you know they're going to be like a good person, okay? At the same time, though, these other people are still going to be good. You still need to give them a chance. You still need to be like, make sure that they're still alive and keep it up and healthy, okay? So my biggest piece of advice for you, Morsnex, is instead of just being with one singular person, try to be damage boosting whoever is actively doing the damage or actively got a better angle. Like, for example, say your sojourn's making a rotation, put your beam on someone else who might have a better angle while your sojourn's making that rotation, and then go and help your sojourn. Because there's a few times where you were just very tunnel visioned on your duo, okay? So I want you to kind of like forget about them. Think of them as just another person on your team, and just obviously, yes, you can use it as obviously your default GA2 and stuff like that. You know, they're always going to be there, but we also need to be kind of trying to enable and trying to help other people on your team. All right, but other than that, Morsnex, it was really, really great. Thank you so much to everyone on Twitch as well as on YouTube that are watching this. Once again, you guys can get your own VOD views, leave for 5,000 channel points. I do them on my Twitch on Mondays, but also stream on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays too. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all later. Bye everyone.